In another world, light and darkness existed in an age where everything else has yet to exist. The Absolute Being split light and created the emissaries of God, and split darkness to create the 8 sovereigns. The sovereigns who were born to destroy the world, and the emissaries who were born to maintain the world, continuously killed each other's soldiers. Fatigued by the constant and unending war, the brightest fragment of the brilliant light asked the Absolute Being why thee does not aid the most faithful subjects fighting in their honor. He questioned why thee ignores the screams of the countless soldiers dying for thy honor, and begs for him to lend them his strength to extinguish their opponents. But the Absolute Being did not reply back to the fragment. At that moment, the fragments of brilliant light realized that to the Absolute Being, the battle between themselves and the sovereigns is nothing more than a form of entertainment, and the ruler does not wish for the war to end. Everyone worshipped the Absolute Being. Everyone let out outcries of war for the Absolute Being. Everyone pledged their allegiance with their blood and lives to the Absolute Being. They have been abiding by the law until now, but there were overwhelmingly more of those who fell victim to death than those who overcame it. Even if they abided by the law, only death awaits them. The Shadow Monarch says that as long as the Absolute Being exists, the war will never end. And to end this meaningless war, they unsheathed their blades. It was the start of the rebellion, and that is the Shadow Monarch of the distant past. He was the sole emissary of God who stood up against the rebellion of the other emissaries. But his pitiful number of soldiers powerlessly fell before the united armies of the emissaries. On his knees before his dead army, he thought it was the end. However, when he reopened his eyes within the darkness, the greatest fragment of brilliant light realized that the Absolute Being had hidden a certain power inside him. "Arise," he said. Darkness covered his wings as he used his new power to unlodge all of the spears while his newfound shadow army arose. He led his new army to the battlefront. However, when he returned, everything was already over. The Absolute Being was dead. This arc continues.